Louis Laws retired in 1941 after 19 years, the longest tenure of any warden in Sing Sing history. True to form, he played to the media until the very end.
So it's farewell to the big house by one who's seen thousands of prisoners come and go.
Today, this unassuming building near the old cell block is the Sing Sing Vocational Shop. But the origins of this structure will forever be intertwined with perhaps the most controversial means of punishment ever devised by man. This was once the Sing Sing Death House, the home of the electric chair. During the 19th century, the most common method of capital punishment was the gallows. But hanging had always been a gruesome and haphazard affair. New York's legislature looked to electrocution as a more humane method. However, the motives behind the creation of the electric chair are far more insidious. During the 1880s, a fierce competition had developed between Thomas Edison and rival George Westinghouse. Each wanted their electrical systems to become the method of choice for supplying power to America's cities. But Edison's DC current was, in fact, more expensive and less efficient than the Westinghouse AC current. So, Edison embarked on a smear campaign against his competitor.
The Edison company was determined to show that Westinghouse AC current was very dangerous to life and that there were more fatal accidents as a result of this. So they dispatched a team of engineers throughout the Northeast to demonstrate the dangers of this, and they usually did it by killing a few animals using Westinghouse current.
Prison officials took note of these demonstrations and developed an electric chair for the painless and instantaneous execution of human beings. On August 6, 1890, at Auburn Prison, William Kemmler, who had murdered his lover with an axe, became the first victim of the electric chair. Prison officials hailed the event as marking a new era in humane punishment, but actually the execution did not go well. It was gruesome and far from instantaneous. Kemmler's death began a grisly period of trial and error where executioners worked to perfect the use of the chair. But most executions were accompanied by revolting accounts of burning flesh, foaming mouths, and exploding eyeballs. Edison was quick to capitalize on negative publicity, and he chose electrocution as the topic of one of the first motion pictures ever produced. This 1901 dramatization shows the chair being tested with light bulbs before the victim is let in for the electrocution sequence.
The usual pattern was an electric shock was administered of about 2,000 volts for about 3 or 4 seconds. That was then reduced down to about 500 volts, and it went back up then to 2,000 volts. And there was this up and down process that lasted about 2 minutes. The expectation, and at least the doctors who testified,